The bad beat jackpot is when one good hand loses to an even better hand, and the players involved share in a progressive jackpot that has been collected by the casino. Bad beat jackpots are fun. They're fun for the players, they're fun for the dealer, they're fun for everybody. But how do they work? What are the rules for a bad beat jackpot? Here are the 10 things you need to know. 1. What is a really good hand? Each casino has their own minimum qualifier. In some casinos, it may be quad aces have to be beaten. In other places, it may be as low as quad deuces. But how you get those quads matters as well. In some rooms, you may have to have a pocket pair to have quads. In other rooms, you may be able to use 3 from the board and 1 from your hand to make the quads. And then as long as your kicker pies or beats the board, then that would qualify. Remember, it's always the best 5 cards that play. There are a couple of other minimums you need to know as well. There has to be a minimum number of players dealt into the hand. It's usually like 3 or 4. There also has to be a minimum amount of money in the pot. Now, I said earlier that the casino collects the jackpot. They do that by taking $1 out of every pot once the pot reaches a certain amount. It's usually like 10 or 20 bucks. They count that money at the end of the night and they put it in a promotional fund. And as long as the bad beat jackpot hasn't been hit that day, the jackpot goes up. So if it hasn't been hit in days or weeks or months or years, it can get really, really, really big. You should also know that that promotional fund is used not only for the bad beat jackpot, but for other promotions that the casino runs, such as high hand promotions, lucky seat giveaways, those sort of things that draw people in. Now, not all poker games take a bad beat dollar. Games like Pot Limit Omaha, the higher limit Hold'em games that are typically time raked, they usually don't take this form of rake. The bad beat dollar does come out of games like 1-3 no limit, 3-6 limit, games that are pot raked. So in summary, you have to be playing in a bad beat eligible game, and the pot in that game has to reach the threshold to take the bad beat dollar. And obviously you have to be playing in a poker room that has a bad beat jackpot. Most of them do. So how much is this jackpot? Well, they usually start in the tens of thousands of dollars. They oftentimes climb up into hundreds of thousands of dollars. And there was even one that went over $1 million a couple of years ago. So how is it split? Well, being the loser in this hand is good. It's the best thing ever, actually. If there was ever a time to lose at anything, it's this. It's the bad beat jackpot. The loser of the hand, the player that suffered the bad beat, gets the largest cut of the jackpot. Now, just like everything else we've talked about, those specifics vary from casino to casino, but a typical jackpot split would probably look something like this. 40% to the losing hand. That's pretty nice consolation prize, right? 40% of a jackpot. 20% to the winning hand. Here's the other cool thing. You can win money just by playing. The other 40% of the jackpot is split among the rest of the players at the table. That's like the best participation trophy ever. One thing you need to be aware of is what it takes to be eligible for a table share. In some places, you have to be dealt into the hand, and in other places, as long as you don't have a miss blind button in front of you, you would be eligible. So how do you find out about all these specific rules about a poker room's bad beat jackpot? The first place to start is with the Bravo app. Now, Bravo is the software that Poker Room uses to organize its games. They also use it to market their promotions, and they'll usually list what their bad beat jackpot is up to and what the minimum qualifiers are. To find out the more specific rules, you're probably going to have to go to the poker room and talk to a poker dealer or a supervisor, or maybe find the rules posted on the wall or in a flyer somewhere. So what else should you be aware of? Well, one thing is collusion. Now, collusion is when one player might say to another player, hey, let's just check it down and see if we can hit the bad beat. If they do hit the bad beat, that would probably nullify it. Remember, there's cameras everywhere, there's a poker dealer sitting at the table, there's supervisors walking around, and anytime a bad beat is hit, there's a lengthy verification process that takes an hour or 2. So my best advice is no shenanigans. Just play your hand, hope for the best, hope for the worst, hope for both. And then there's this. Now that's a bad beat.